Hello writers! This video will help you understand how writing elements can evoke emotional responses in readers, which allows authors to discuss complex issues. Here, we'll discuss Reese's use of narration and imagery in combination to paint a picture of gender inequality in wide Sargasso Sea. Although this sounds complicated, it's really quite simple. Let me explain. Imagine you are sitting in science class and your teacher asks you to perform an experiment. Where would you start? Now imagine your teacher provides you with step-by-step picture instructions. Now you feel relaxed and maybe even a little excited to try it yourself. The same thing is happening here. Reese presents gender inequality, which is a very complicated issue, but provides some instructions first. He uses imagery to get his readers invested in the novel, which helps them form an understanding and an emotional response, and only then does he mention the more complicated topics. The idea that imagery can make or break a writing piece is not a new concept. According to Cole, 2017, imagery can enhance emotion by painting a picture in the minds of readers that helps them relate to the characters. But relatability is not always how imagery is integrated. Using imagery to relate to characters can be difficult because people cannot always relate to the feelings of others. Rather, Reese forms an image of a physical location that is detailed but ambiguously dark. The walls would close in on you. Reese, 63. Reese writes as he describes a chill-inducing setting. In essence, Reese uses imagery to describe a location to evoke emotions, so that the complicated topic of gender inequality can be better received because the emotional investment of readers, whatever that emotion may be, has already been formed. Genius. After evoking this emotion in his readers, Reese immediately addresses gender inequality. First, he indirectly addresses gender inequality and does so by utilizing another aspect of writing, narration. Moving from a first-hand narration by Antoinette in Part 1 to her husband's point of view in Part 2, Reese highlights the struggles of women in society from multiple perspectives. Most of the women without smiling, somber people in somber place. Some of the men were going to their boats. Reese, 62. Directly mentioning the expressions of women is key, because this narration supports the idea that women hold higher emotion than males. The women are portrayed as being emotionally driven and unable to hide their emotions as they frown in this dark place, whereas the men are able to go about their day and hide their emotions as they go to their boats despite being in the same location, which supports the Western view that women are emotional beings and men are more rational and less emotionally driven. Reese proceeds to write, her pleading expression annoyed me. Reese, 63. Antoinette's husband again depicts women, Antoinette this time, as being emotionally expressive by describing her facial expressions. This is notable because it suggests that he carries these gender stereotypes not only for strangers, but also for women he knows, supporting that gender biases are engraved in people's beliefs, as they view all women the same. Only after Reese addresses this bias indirectly is gender inequality directly addressed with discussions on the marriage and financial compensation. The narration helps all readers, both male and female, understand that gender inequality is present from both the inferior Antoinette's and the superior husband's perspective. Interestingly, the previously mentioned gender biases reveals a reason behind this upfront gender inequality in their marriage. In other words, the emotional differences described between rational men and emotional women offers a reason behind why men may be viewed as superior and why Antoinette's husband received money for marrying her, rather than the other way around. A complicated issue, but a very important one that can be better understood in current Western societies if we can find these issues in English literature and use these messages to address them in the real world. So next time you're writing an English assignment, consider including aspects such as imagery and narration to create more meaningful writing pieces by developing emotions in your readers that enables you the opportunity to present a message and have it better received by them.